Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for Play for Performance. A special guest today. Welcome to today's session. I'm honored to introduce our guest, Kate Byrne, the founder of Kate Byrne CO and the host of the impactful podcast, Women Advancing. With a Stanford education and a distinguished career spanning media, technology, and movements, she has led prominent organizations such as Catapult X, SoCap Global, and Fast Company, demonstrating her expertise in leadership development, impact investing, and conscious leadership. Beyond her executive roles, Kate is a dedicated advocate for women's leadership and allyship, currently spearheading Ascending Angels, a female investing fluency program. She also serves as a senior thought leadership strategy advisor for Darden Business School's Batten Institute and co-founded Care 360, fostering leadership and technology skills globally. Kate's commitment to personal and professional growth is evident in her numerous initiatives and her recognition as one of Folio's most influential media leaders. Today, she joins us to share her insights on building intentional leadership and fostering diverse collaborative teams. So, Kate, welcome. We're glad to have you. And I hear you have some exciting news to share.
Thank you, Jolynn. I do. I was honored two Tuesdays ago. I'm excited that the Karsh Institute for Democracy, which is one of the key schools at UVA, has reached out and appointed me as the key lead facilitator for a program that they have gotten a huge grant for, with the sole purpose of creating civil discourse between undergrads, grads, and people of differing and opposing opinions. So it'll be a year-long program, 300 kids, overseeing various really heated conversations. So I will be getting busy with my Legos.
Yes, healthy. I'm guessing also healthy heated conversations, right?
Yes, healthy heated conversations. And the thing that really makes this program different, two things. One, we're going to begin and end each of the conversations with a mindfulness process, so we can open up and then get more grounded as we leave. And then the other thing is, it's really not about making everybody agree. It's just radically here. That's it.
That.
That's it. Just remember the humanity, which I think, gosh, in this day and age, with all the crazy and all the technology, huge fan, but it's important to just instill and reinvigorate the humanity in all of us. So I'm excited and honored to be a part of that.
I love that so much. And if that's all our guests here today, I'm good, because that's amazing. I love that. Just having that space to just listen to people and it's okay for us both to be right. It doesn't have to be a right wrong.
And I think what people will walk away with, this is my hypothesis, so we'll have to check back and see if it was right. I find so often in those situations, you actually equally learn a lot about you, right? Mm-hmm. We all like to think we're open and non-judgmental and that we're all the things. And I always have to kind of chuckle a bit and go, oh, whoopsie. Oh, at the end, I am human. Whoops.
I just got little chills, because I thought, when we're open to receiving that is when that happens. Sometimes we're so stuck in who we are and that we're right and we can't be wrong and that's bad. And it's okay to say, let's just talk about what I want to understand you more, and I want to understand your thoughts, and let's talk about this.
And I bet you find this with your different client interactions with the Legos. I think so often we hold on so tightly to these beliefs, but they actually, in the end of the day, aren't even ours. We either heard them, inherited them, from our family members. And if we stop for 2 seconds and take a beat, we often will realize, oh, wait a sec. Maybe I used to think that, or I used to believe that, but I don't so much anymore.
I agree with you completely. Absolutely. I love this. I hope that you'll let me know how this goes, because this is an exciting adventure for sure.
Will do. Yeah. Absolutely.
So kind of going back a little bit, what inspired you to start Kate Byrne CO and the Women Advancing podcast?
I'll start with the Kate Byrne CEO, because that's been going for a bit. And that's where I ended up just sort of realizing that while I enjoy working inside of a corporation and things, there came a point where I realized, wow, I think I could do more good outside. And there are a lot of people that I could do a better job. And frankly, I can pick who I get to work with, and they can also say, hey, you're not my cup of tea either. So it was a much more mutual, engagement. So I started that and I've never looked back. It's been a lot of fun, and it certainly has been handy because I can do it wherever I find myself living at the time. And as far as women advancing, I had been tapped to start this through the Media Village channel at the time, which then became with Jack Myers was the founder of it. And when he was getting ready to sort of just close everything down, I said, hey, could I take the name and keep it alive and bring more voices to life? Because while you're moving out to Arizona and shifting your life, there's so many amazing people doing amazing things. And so I went ahead and I dove in both feet, and have gone from there. And all ages. I mean, I do people like yourself. I do corporate execs. I do, young founders. I think my youngest founder has been 18. I'm super excited. I'm going to have the honor to interview. I didn't even know this organization existed, but it's the Wives of the NFL Association.
Mm-hmm.
They're an extraordinary group of powerful women who are doing amazing and giving amazing opportunities to children throughout the country, and a fair amount of focus on girls.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
So you started Kate Byrne, and then you had the opportunity to lead organizations like Catapult X and Fast Company. How was that for you?
Well, I got my start, my career, when you look at it, you're like, whew, done a lot. I always say I was a millennial before it was a thing. And I kind of have gone through life just sort of saying yes as opportunity came. But I got my start in the agency media side. So I know the storytelling, and being, having led teams at Inc. and global business leader at Business Week, and then Fast Company, where we started the Social Capitalist Awards. And that was a pivotal point for me, because I thought, wow, people, profit, planet. Why is it we aren't all running our businesses this way? And so that was when I realized part of the reason why I'm on the planet is literally to be a bridge and to help sort of, I don't know, sounds lofty and won't just be me, but to help make businesses and cultures healthier, and to help leaders be more intentional so that they feel better too. So I knew the storytelling piece. I always had a thing I called, because all those places being on the West Coast, I knew the tech inside out, understood its gifts and its potential friend and foe aspects that could be troubling. So I knew the tech could be helpful, though, when handled correctly, to scale. So I had the scaling and the tech piece. And then I wanted to learn about the money aspect, because you need the money to make all the other work. And that's when I really got involved in intentional investing and impact investing, and went on to SoCap and then global leadership opportunity at Catapult, which was fantastic.
That's amazing. You keep mentioning the word healthier, and I just love that about you, because it's not, I'm going to go in and make all this radical change. It's just, I want to go in and build on what you have and make that better.
Well, and the thing is, Jolene, that what I always think about is an organization is, in fact, not to sound juju, but I am fourth generation Californian, so there are moments when it does slip in. An organization is an organism, right? And it's got a soul, because it's built with all these souls in it. So when it's feeling off, everything about it feels off, and it doesn't want to feel off. I'm a painful optimist. I'm a sucker for potential. And so if there's a way that I can help figure out how to get it a little bit right tracked, or just try a different thing that helps more people feel better, I'm always going to do it.
Yeah. And I like that you said, try a different thing. It's not that the stuff that they have isn't working. It's just, maybe if we introduce something a little different to try and shake up the.
And you probably see this too, when you come in and help different companies. It's just always helpful to have, I don't want an outside, but a non-biased opinion. well, as non-biased as one can be, but just and beyond, so that you can come in and look at it, I think, much more objectively. And sometimes it's akin to feedback, right? Feedback is simply, it's directional. And so often when you want to go south, but right now, friend, you're heading due north. So all baby step bit, trying to get it back so that it's on track to go to the direction that you want.
Yeah.
And when you do, it always feels a little weird and it feels a little uncomfortable because it's new, and then sometimes it's healthy. And sometimes healthy feels weird if we've been spending all this time not being healthy.
I was going to say, some
Right?
vegetables feel weird. I don't like them.
Yeah.
They're so healthy, right?
Exactly.
Goodness.
Exactly.
So how do you plan to expand Kate Byrne CO in the next few years? What does that look like for you?
It's a really good question. I believe there will be some things that I'll be able to do and expand into right now through this work at Karsh, helping them figure out, okay, once we get this recipe, as it were, down, helping take that out to other universities. And so becoming a key trainer around that, doing some bigger, broader, more public speaking about civil discourse, that kind of thing, encouraging others to get on the bandwagon for it. The podcast, of course, my intention is to do a women advancing event. I've done 2 of them now, associated with the festival that we have out here in Charlottesville called the Tom Tom Festival. But I've had a number of people come to me and say, oh my gosh, I would love to have an all day, just us Women Advancing Summit. So I'd love to, build a group of folks around the country and see what we could eventually come. First, start with a little regional thing, then go, I was about to say global, but I think I'll say that. Go global.
Might as well. I mean, come on, let's shoot for the stars.
So I see it more kind of going through that, and through more of the public speaking and some workshops on intentionality. And we'll see what happens with the Karsh. I also think, there's so many people that we've all forgotten what it is to be a citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just a community member. So there might be something there. I'm kind of trying to make space. I've said no to a few things so that I have the space to sort of see what kind of bubbles up and shows up. And then to add me and to add any kind of audience and such that I have to others is always, because this is a collaborative, we're not going to get anywhere unless we do this together. Right. So seeing other folks who would potentially be partners and see if they're corporates who are interested. Yeah,
that sounds great. How do you encourage those that may be struggling or I don't want to say fighting the resistance, because that sounds really hardcore, but some of those that are really struggling with making those changes, how do you help them through that?
Well, I work quite a bit with young founders here through Darden and through the Batten Institute for Innovation and Technology and Entrepreneurship. And I liken it to falling in love with an idea, or and I always try and make it, that sort of thing, or shifting it over to, oh my gosh, you want to lose weight or anything like that. But you insist on, supersizing every meal, that kind of thing. Well, what you're doing isn't helping. So something's got to change. Otherwise, you're just going to it's going to be insane. So a lot of times we'll do some journaling, or we'll do some question answer and just say, okay, well, where did that come from? Where did that come? Where did that come? And then getting down to the point of, why are you afraid of changing? If you don't like what's going on, because I think, though, it's been said you can't help people unless they want to be changed. They want to change themselves. And I understand that, or change their situation, because who you are is who you are. I think so often there comes a time where, and we've all had it, basta così. There comes a time where it's just the last straw. And finally you realize, if I keep doing this, I'm against me. Mm-hmm. So I got to shift and change. And I at least have to go be the one fighting for myself, voting for myself, vying for myself. So
Sure.
what the heck? You stand to lose a heck of a lot more keeping doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Versus going out. And plus, victimhood, it's just not pretty on really anybody.
I agree. So it sounds like you probably are around and can get yourself around a lot of positive work environments. And that's incredible. I like that.
Certainly try. There are some, believe me, I have had doozies. The reason why I am now is honestly because of the experiences I did have where it wasn't. And I'll tell you, it was fascinating. In one instance, I had taken our team, and by the mandate of my leadership, by the way.
Right.
And this is when I thought that I was being groomed to be the next president. And I did exactly what they asked: go build an app with next to nothing budget, and make it a winner, blah, blah. And you've got 6 weeks to do it. And here are 3 people. So it was scrappy extraordinaire. And we went on and we did it. And we even got the folks who built Barnes and Noble's apps for free to do it for free for us.
Oh.
We went on to win an Apple Rewind award because it was one of the first, actually at that time, only app that had real-time social in it. Yeah. Great proud moment for everything. The parent company, yay. Fast forward, you would think people would say, woo. No. I got called into the office about 2 weeks after it launched, and was told that I was being let go, as were my teammates. And it had been this political quagmire. Who knew? I suck. I stink at reading political tea leaves because I just don't have time for it. And I also, I just don't respect it. This is a place where I probably could use a little feedback. You still have to exist. I had a teacher who explained to me, yeah, Kate, you may not like it, but you need to learn how to swim with the alligators without becoming them. And right. And it was probably one of the greatest opportunities for me to learn and face my fear of, oh my God, I'm afraid I'll get fired. I'm afraid I'll fail. And then it happened. And oddly, I had this weird calm. I was ticked, don't get me wrong. But I realized, okay, this gotta be happening because there's gotta be something. It's happening for a reason. I don't get what the reason is. So I totally just have to believe, my favorite word. And something else is gonna end up coming up. And, from that point, that was where I made my shift into the whole impact investing and the next chapter.
Yeah.
So I was grateful for it, but I also thought, wow, these people need to learn how to run a company and handle this kind of thing much more intentionally.
Yeah.
So also did have some cultural, the parent company was UK. And, you Yanks, you do too much. I don't get that. I've never been told that, but okay. So anyway, a lot of lessons, slaps in the face, been green, gaslit.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So a little personal question. How do you maintain your work-life balance? You have a lot going on.
Is there really such a thing as work-life balance? I say no. Right. No, we once did a cover. And actually, my husband was the editor-in-chief at the time. We did a whole cover about how work-life balance is bunk. And I think the truth is, I liken it to, there are times when I move certain things front burner and back burner, or slow simmer. And what I do is I've come to know my wizened grown self to realize that when I'm either being cranky or I'm just, I'm a pretty lighthearted person. So when I'm not, something's afoot.
Yeah.
And so I have to take myself out. But what I do is every morning, I really do. I try and do like a 10-minute little meditation. I journal, and then I walk. And I was taught that there are 4 types of meditation, each with a different purpose. So it's been said that, walking meditation is for creativity and sort of the visionary. It's also where trees and nature witness you. And so they remind you of who you are. And it's a chance to get kind of reconnected, which is terrific. But for anyone who's listening and you have that crazy monkey mind and all those demons that say, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? I was challenged by another teacher to try standing meditation 20 minutes every day for a year.
Wow.
And the reason being is that is the meditation of the warrior. Where you're completely centered, poised, and you can respond, but you don't react. Wow. And you stay everything enclosed. And that, for people like me who have a bunch of energy, that's a really important thing, not only for myself, but for the benefit of others, because it can be too much. So I did it, and I will tell you, altered forever. And when I'm feeling that happening, I'll go literally, it's kind of creepy. I used to freak out my daughters because they'd drive up and they're like, my God, mom's in the door. Mom's standing in the window again. But it really helps.
Kate, that sounds amazing. Warrior pose, 20 minutes a day for a year.
Yeah.
That's
standing.
That's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Just standing. Gotcha.
Just standing. Warrior pose, even I couldn't do that.
So a lot of things we talk about on Play for Performance is integrating enjoyable elements into the work that we do.
Right.
What does that look like for you at Kate Byrne CO?
I will tell you right now, it is humor. And, I am a lighthearted person. And I'll tell you, and I like even just have conversations like this, and just finding the lighter side of life. But the thing that I find very disconcerting is so often people underestimate me as a result of that. The assumption being, oh, she's just kind of lighthearted. She's not there's not a lot going on inside that brain. And then nothing gives me greater joy than showing them au contraire, mon frère. Bring it on, sweetie.
Yep. I like that. That little bit of challenge. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. But honestly, for me, that is really what it is. And also finding big names that I want to talk to. And lately it's just been asking. Like if someone's crazy things, I'm trying out for a community play, and I'm going to be traveling. And I asked I'm not going to be able to make this time for the callbacks. I just want to let you know. They said, great, we'll accommodate you. Well, all my friends are like, no, don't tell them. But I didn't want to spend my time or their time if it wasn't going to work, and there are more plays. So, but really just asking.
I like that.
And reaching out to asking like bigger named people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a bigger challenge. When I was growing up, my mom taught me always ask, because the worst case scenario is where you already are. And I thought that makes so much sense. Okay.
Right. Status quo. Yeah. I mean, it is exactly that. I also will too go outside. If I can go outside, I don't know if you have kids. Yeah.
I do. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I can remember when mine were upset, and what I would do when they're teeny tiny, and we'd always go to the window, I'd look at the trees, or I'd take them outside. And it's the same thing with us. We still we need that too.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I just need air. And then it's kind of a do-over. I'm like, all right, I'm back. Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. Obviously, I get to play with Lego bricks often. What about you? When was the last time you got to play with some Lego?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're in a blended family. So through my husband's children who are older and married, I have 6, what I call bonus cadoodles,
Yes.
the bonus grandkids. So 2 in particular are avid. So long-winded answer, I would say it's probably been a year, 2 years. but it was the more advanced. Like we bought the one that had the pyramid.
Yes.
So we bought the pyramid one. I just bought my daughter who's getting married. I just bought them a little, her favorite color is yellow and she loves sunflowers. So there's a little, 2 sunflower kit that they can build. So I'm giving that to them just so that they keep play and light and fun. Just because it's so important. That's when you play, you're in flow, you're holding things lightly.
Yes.
And you're curious, more creative, all the things, and you keep everything in perspective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? I love that you mentioned that about your daughter, because my niece is getting married in October, and so many family members were just astounded that they had registered for Lego bricks sets.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what I said. I was like, it's amazing, because these are things that they get to do together. It's not, China, she doesn't care about China or flatware or any of that stuff, but they want to play, and that's amazing. And you're right. You mentioned the state of flow when you're playing and you're syncing with each other and doing great things. And it's building on the relationship. I love that. That's awesome.
Exactly. And I think it's really easy, especially as we get older and our relationships with each other get older, to infuse something a little new, a little rejiggered. Because even when you think, oh, I'm doing all these jazzy things, I'm so fun. You'd be shocked, at least I certainly was shocked and humbled to discover, I might not be quite as la as I thought.
Yeah.
And so it's great to have something like Legos to infuse that and remind you.
I love that. That's great. Do you build and play with the Lego bricks with them, or are you just sitting while they good? That's the best part.
Do. I find it when they're upset. Right. There are some who, like with my daughters, I used to read more, but then also it would be fun just to kind of build and then crash it down.
Yeah.
Especially if there's like anger inside one of the kids in particular. But it's always a ton of fun. And I think it's interesting to see, I've got a good relationship with all of them, but I think that playful spirit is a part of it. They're often like shocked, or they have their friends over and their friends are like, what is she doing? She's gonna, it's like, yeah, hello.
It's the way it should be. Like, and that's, I look back on my parenting, and I was working a 9-to-5 job and, picked up the kids, and I would want them to play, but I'd be too busy trying to do something different. And I'm realizing I wished that I had stopped and just sat and played with them, because they like to see us build. And if we're building, then that makes it even more okay that they build. And it's fascinating. Good.
Yeah. What I did more with my daughters was I did more like the painting and the little, clay thing and that kind of thing, which was okay. And it was different, but it was definitely less hands-on and constructing, which I think I agree with you. I wish I had done a bit more of that. But also Lego as a company was kind of finding itself at that point, I believe. I know
you're exactly right. They struggled for a while. Yeah.
I have such utmost respect for them, for the family, who have just done such a phenomenal job. If anyone wants to look one intentionality across everything, even from the substance that, they're looking into alternative substance to build the materials to build the blocks in, but just intentionality has been fantastic, and such smart product expansion.
And at the same time, there were things that they tried that didn't work, that they recognized and said, we got to bail. This is not working out for us. So
that's the key, right? Is when you get so in love with that idea, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be great. And then the feedback is, well, everyone's really not buying what you're selling. It's like, yeah, well, they should. Well, that should is not a strategy.
Right.
Okay.
Kate, it's been great talking to you today. You've given us a ton of information. My favorite word leaving today is healthier, and infusing that into what we do. You have, and I ask all my guests this, you have a big toolbox of things that you've accumulated in your time over the years. What's one thing that our guests can take with them today?
I would say one, definitely the walking, but I would also say, just remember, when something happens out of the blue, things happen for you, not to you. With that attitude, it opens you up, gives you a beat, and you can actually look at the situation differently, and you'll be surprised. Give
love
yourself
it.
time.
Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Love it. Thank you, Kate Byrne. I appreciate you joining us today. I will be waiting to hear back. I'll do maybe 6 months and a year on your new adventure and let us know how it's going.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. That's a wrap on another episode of Play for Performance. I hope today's conversation sparked some ideas for how you can bring more joy and engagement into your workplace. Remember, transforming workplace culture doesn't happen overnight, but every small step toward play and connection makes a difference. Try one thing we discussed today, even something small, and see what happens. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who could use a little more play in their professional life. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our weekly conversations with incredible guests who are changing the game of workplace engagement. Have a guest suggestion or want to share your own play at work story? Reach out to me at jolynn@elevateyourtalent.co or find me on LinkedIn. I love hearing from you. Until next week, keep playing, keep performing, and remember, work doesn't have to be taken seriously to be serious. This has been Play for Performance. I'm Jolynn Ledgerwood, and I'll see you next time.